This is the makeup bag I packed for 10 days in Salt Lake City and also a quick weekend trip to Yellowstone. It's definitely way too much makeup, but I just wanted to. And it was 10 days. I like a little something new, a little something classic. Let's just talk about my absolute faves that are in here, some of the new things that I've been trying, and what makeup I recommend for travel and hot, dry weather. So details about the bag. This bag is actually a gift from my mom. This used to be her makeup bag. It's just so cute. I've organized the contents a little bit in here so it doesn't look super messy. So this is an overview of what's in here. By the way, I have a new filming setup just for today. I'm trying some things out. Let's see how filming on the go happens. But yeah, so this is the inside of the bag. I love how spacious it is. I love this top compartment right here where I can store things. I didn't put too much up there. I wasn't using the capabilities of this as much as I wish I did, but it was still, it's a great bag. It fits so much. I love that when the top is off, I can see everything in the bag, especially if I don't have it in a huge pile. So I just highly recommend this style of bag, even though it's very easy to overpack in this, but it fit my makeup brushes and tools. So yeah, let's get started. I think I'm gonna go category by category. I'm just so excited. Okay. Let's talk complexion. So these are what I brought for my base makeup, starting off with the Murad Essential C Day Moisture Broad Spectrum SPF 30. This is a sunscreen in my project pan. I've made some serious progress on this. I don't want to talk about it here. I don't want to talk about it in this video. I've talked so much about it in my project pans. Please check that out instead. But yeah, I packed it. Here, this is a new one to my collection. This is the Makeup Revolution CC Swirl Primer. I have really been enjoying this. So you can see the kind of swirl. It looks like a little cloud. And it's meant to color correct as a primer. It has vitamin C and hyaluronic acid. I don't know how strong the vitamin C and hyaluronic acid are in this primer, but I do know that it is quite hydrating to the skin. It looks pretty good. It's not very strong in color correcting, but I do notice that my face looks significantly less red, which I greatly appreciate since I have so much redness from rosacea and blemishes. This honestly just looks really good. It does look much more like skincare. This is makeup that looks like skincare, which I appreciate, and it wasn't too badly priced either. So I'm really glad that I have this in my collection, and I'm really glad that I brought it with me. This was really good for keeping my face hydrated, especially since it's so dry out in Salt Lake City. And on our visit to Yellowstone, this helped because I feel like I looked like SpongeBob in Sandy's tank. My skin just needed water so bad. So this definitely helped quite a bit. This doesn't help with longevity of your makeup, but it still looks really good. I wouldn't say it takes away. This, I would say, is just a great hydrating primer all around. I wouldn't say that it kept my makeup on longer, but it just made my skin look so much better, and my skin looked better under makeup. Next, let's talk about the Neutrogena Healthy Skin Primer with Sunscreen. So I'll actually swatch this for you. I think this is so pretty. This, I just don't think enough people have been talking about it. So it does have SPF 15, but I wouldn't rely on this as your only sunscreen. So this is how it looks like on my skin. And it has pore filling properties, so it's slightly blurring to the skin. It adds a little bit of illumination, and it is moisturizing. So I think it's just really pretty. And I do find that my makeup looks so much smoother and lasts a little bit longer when I wear this. I would honestly even wear this on its own, like sunscreen and then this on top, I think looks really beautiful. It's not metallic. You have a little bit of illumination and it just makes your skin look healthy. So you, as the name says, it looks like you have healthy skin. This is around $16 the last time I checked at Target, which is still on the higher end of drugstore, even though drugstore makeup is starting to get up there. This is a repurchase. I've already used one up entirely and I missed it. So I'm glad that I repurchased it. I'm glad to be using it. And I highly recommend this for travel, for just a little bit of everything in one. I did bring one foundation on my trip, and it is the Oma by Oma Beauty by Sharon C. foundation. This is the Flawless IRL Skin Perfecting Foundation. I've only used this a little bit. The packaging looks really pretty with this frosted glass. My pump is on the struggle bus right now, but let's just clean it off a little bit and I'll show you a little swatch of it. So this is the shade White Pearl T2. This is the first matte foundation I've used in a while. I'm trying to get into it. I'm trying to try out a little bit more of a matte foundation look. So far I find that it looks really pretty, but honestly I haven't used it long enough to give solid thoughts on it. I'm not sure exactly what is happening with the brand. I did buy this for $4 at Walmart. I was interested in it previously, but I've been kind of on a break from purchasing foundations. And when I saw it was on clearance, I picked it up. I've heard great things about Oma Beauty. There's a lot of things that they're coming out with that look really fun and interesting. I'm going to keep trying. Honestly, my skin was so dry out in Salt Lake City that I didn't want to use this because I was getting worried that if I used a mattifying foundation, my skin would look even drier. I was struggling with my usual classic, so I was too scared. But I did wear this for the long weekend, Memorial Day, and it looked really pretty then. It looked really good in the hot humidity. I would love to hear your experience with the Oma by Sharon C foundation or all of their products. I would love to hear what you think. I'm really glad that I snagged this, and honestly, like, it looks so good. It has a nice level of coverage. It's not too matte. My skin is just acting up. My skin is just dry and flaky lately, so, and it does have a very soft look to it. Beautiful. I brought 3 concealers with me, but I mostly used these 2 as my complexion products. So the Revlon Color Stay Full Coverage Concealer is an absolute favorite of mine. I highly, highly, highly recommend this if you are looking for something high coverage, creamy. It makes your skin look so good. The coverage looks even better after time, but you don't look like you're wearing a ton of makeup. You honestly don't. This has just been so dependable. I've been using this for over a year. So I had the shade 22 Sand. Love that one. That color is perfect for me, but now I'm working on 05 Fair, which is not too bad. I'll swatch it for you here. And what I do is I have been mixing both of them with some of my color corrector to make the match a little bit better for me. Honestly, the Oma Beauty matches me better than these. The satin appearance of this concealer honestly looks so good. If you're a person who applies concealer all over the face, highly recommend this. So now I'll swatch the Collab No Flaws Concealer next to that. This concealer is another good one. I was having a hard time getting back into this. I previously had eyes for no other concealer, but in trying to get back into it again, I found that I need to use this with a more hydrating base. So when I was using my Hawaiian Tropic Weightless Skin Foundation, when I was using my Hawaiian Tropic Weightless Face Sunscreen, This worked much better with that because that is a very moisturizing, hydrating, dewy sunscreen. So this looked much better on top of that. So this is how the two apply. And you can see this one's a little bit more matte than the Revlon one right here. And the collab has a little bit more coverage as well, but it can cake. If you apply too much, it can get cakey. But honestly, it takes so much to apply. You need not a ton, but a good amount. And honestly, I think these two are pretty easy to use, but honestly, I stand for no product except for this Revlon Color Stay. If they have a shade that works for you, I highly recommend checking it out. That's like the one thing I would say is they don't have as many shades as I would like. They've discontinued a few of their shades, so they've narrowed their color selection, which makes me sad, but honestly, I highly recommend it. So good. It's just no fuss, no muss. You look good. You don't have to think about it. It applies so quickly. This is in my 5-minute face routine, like without a doubt. So now the concealer that I would use for actual concealing and creating shape on my face is the Neutrogena Radiant Cream Concealer. So I would use this under the eyes, on my chin, on my forehead between the brows, and even on the tops of my cheekbones to add a little bit more coverage if needed. And this looks really pretty. Oh, I wiped off the other swatches. Frick. Okay. Well, so these are the swatches. We have the Neutrogena, the Collab, and the Revlon right here. So pretty. So if I haven't said the shades, so the Revlon Color Stay is in 05 Fair, Collab is in 01 Porcelain, and the Neutrogena is in 01 Ivory. I'm moving a little bit with the sunlight, so hopefully things are looking pretty good. Okay, I brought these LA Girl Pro Conceal High Definition Concealers that are in corrector shades. So I have the Mint Corrector and the Lavender Corrector. I've been using the Mint Corrector much more than the Lavender one, but I'm starting to notice that the Lavender one might be getting more use soon. So what I'll do is I'll swipe on my concealer as I've shown on my hand. I'll do that on my face, and then I'll just go over it with a little bit of this. And then I'll do it with my finger, but it looks so much better with a makeup sponge. And see the difference? Like, hopefully, I don't know. The color is definitely going to be interesting for this video. So see how now that looks so much better in terms of on my face. So here I've got the other one and I'm mixing with a different finger. And notice the difference. Yeah, it just cooled it down. So where the Collab was a little bit more peach and the Revlon was a little bit warmer, so it looked a little bit more, honestly, light orange. Not peach, but light orange. And now these are much better shades for my face. And then I'll show you the Pro Conceal with the purple. So this is what the purple looks like. So it has a little bit of color. Let me shift my framing here. So here we are. You see that purple is quite cool. And then when I mix it in, this is probably going to look like a really weird color. But if you're looking for desaturating mixers, if you're looking to desaturate a product, look at that right there. Amazing. On my last few trips, I've brought my LA Girl Mint Corrector, and honestly, I don't know that I'll travel without it for a very long time unless I get a really perfect match. But even then, it's so hard to get a perfect match in general because foundation and makeup can be so expensive, and once you buy it and once you use it and all those things, and I just really appreciate how the applicator makes it so easy to apply, and it makes using foundation and concealers, it makes using complexion products that I already have and love the formula, I can use them now with this. So instead of struggling to like mix it on my hand or do other things, I can just swipe this on and it's go time. I brought this liquid highlight in the Chanel Le Beige Fluid Highlighter. It's so pretty, and this is what it looks like. It's a very thin formula, and it dries very slightly, but not too much. It's really pretty. It was really expensive. I have the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. I don't like that one as much as I like this, but the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter, it's a thicker formula. It does look beautiful on the skin, but honestly, I think they're very different. I like how fluid this is. I like that this is a much thinner formula. So the shade's a little bit better. The formula is a bit better for me, but I honestly use them in such different ways. I feel like I can use this all over my face, and I do tap this on my cheeks. Whereas the Charlotte Tilbury, I can't use it all over my face. I find that it just gives me so much texture. So I brought this. I'm surprised, even with the glass, traveled well. That nice and sturdy cap. And I didn't get to use it as much as I imagined I would when I was packing this bag, but I still liked seeing it. So where I have those other correctors, I don't use the LA Girl correctors under, like, right in my eyes, because I'm putting color corrector directly in my eye. I don't use these directly in the crevices of my eye sockets, I'm guessing, like where the nose and the eyes and the cheeks meet and there's all that darkness. I apply this Bobbi Brown corrector in the shade Porcelain Bisque. So I put this little cutie on, and it really does take care of it. I like the texture. It's a little bit stiff, but when you put your finger in it, it applies kind of like that. I like that it kind of sticks there, but I wouldn't say it's sticky. This shade has done wonders, and I do really like it. I got to use this quite a bit, although this is a step I will occasionally skip, but I liked it. I'm glad I packed it. I like that it's this small little size. I don't use the tiny mirror in here, but I guess if you want to put it directly into your eye and see what it looks like directly into your eye. If you want to look up close at your under eyes, you can definitely do it with this. I brought two powders, the discontinued, sadly, number 7 Lift and Illuminate Triple Action Powder. I really enjoy this powder. It's so good. I'm so sad that it's being discontinued. And I also brought the LYS Triple Fix Translucent Setting Powder in the shade Resilience. So the shades are a little bit different. I still use my number 7 a little bit more, but I do appreciate how blurring that the LYS powder is. I'm not quite in love with it, but we're dating. We're having a good time. I don't ever regret it, but sometimes I'm wondering, is this the one? And I'm not quite sure. But it's very reasonably priced at Sephora. It does look really good for blurring and all over the face. It does darken my complexion a little bit, but honestly, not a big deal. And especially now that it's summer, at least I'm not walking around ghostly, but it is pretty translucent. This was a fun time. I'm glad I brought it. I love this packaging, even though it's so dirty, but yes. Okay, light show, y'all, light show. Now let's talk cheek products. I have the Stila Convertible Color Cream Blush Palette in the colorway number 1. Super pretty. These shades are gorgeous. Okay, so here are all those swatched out. They're so pretty. I love traveling with cream cheek products. Okay, sorry, let me figure out how to do this. I love traveling with cream cheek products because you don't have to worry about them breaking. This palette in particular also has a very good size mirror. Hello, look at yourself. So very nice size mirror. You don't have to worry about cream products breaking. This formula is very nice. I wouldn't say it lasts forever, but it blends out nicely. It does have medium long wear abilities, and the shades give you a little bit of options and a lot of easy mixability there. So I'm glad I brought this. I didn't wear this as much because I am obsessed with, let me show you next. I am obsessed with the NARS blush in the shade Impassioned. It doesn't look like anything right now because the lighting is just so good. But, oh my god, look, they look the same. They look exactly the same. They're different though, I promise. They're different. So this is Sex Appeal and this is Impassioned. I'm just loving Impassioned because it gives me the prettiest pink blush. And I know a lot of people have been obsessed with, okay. A lot of people have been talking about the Dior blushes and all that jazz. Totally love that for them. But for me, that color just doesn't really work. It doesn't look very natural on me. And not that all makeup has to look natural, but lately I've just been going for a more natural look. It's just been because everything I've been doing has been boring. And I've also had no time, well, not no time. I've had less time to come up with the cute color combos that I have always enjoyed doing. That looks like nothing. Wow. Okay. But this is Impassioned. I'll have to show you a picture of me wearing it on my cheeks. It's just a light pink and it's so cute. My issue though, I do have a bone to pick. There's so much hard pan on this. I have hella hard pan on this. Sex Appeal does not. And the one in the store did not look like it had hard pan either. So I don't know if I got a bad one or if this Impassioned shade in particular is prone to it. Either way, I'm mad because I scraped it before coming on my trip and I'm gonna have to scrape it again. Like this was already accumulating by the end of my trip. So I was like dipping, I was rubbing my brush in and this is like the only little patch that's like still working. This is a little patch that could. So Impassioned, so pretty, but still problematic. And then here I have Sex Appeal. I honestly did not use this as much as I anticipated. I honestly should have brought like half as much makeup, but maybe you can tell a little bit more here. You probably can't. Sex Appeal is a beautiful, pretty, like practically not there blush for pale folks like myself. And then Impassioned is a light pink, but Sex Appeal is slightly peachy, very pretty, and Impassioned is very much pink. So I've enjoyed these. I wish I had only packed Impassioned, but I did. I had some worries. Had some worries that I would have so much I was worried I would have so much hard pan that I wouldn't be able to blush my face even though I have cream palette. Oh my gosh. Anyway, I'm an overpacker, so I brought Sex Appeal as a backup. Turns out I didn't need it, but Impassioned is still doing her thing. Another NARS product I've been loving is the NARS bronzing cream. So I guess this is the Laguna bronzing cream. I think they've just changed all of their bronzers to Laguna and a number. I'm personally heartbroken by that because they had a powder bronzer in the shade Sun 1, which is where I'm from, and I could get it at TJ Maxx. I also need to not buy makeup just because it has a cute name on it, but also I'm personally offended. So the name Laguna's been working for them, so I understand that. But anyway, I got the shade Laguna 1. It's their new bronzer. I got this with a gift card from my bestie Shelby, And see that how gross that texture was before I just dipped into it? That's because I've been dipping in with a stipple brush to blend it out, and I'll give you a nice juicy swatch. It's really pretty. At first I get a little worried. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's gonna look orange. But as I blend it out, it looks very natural. The texture is fantastic. I know people don't want to use up their products super fast either, but I feel like I'm actually making a dent in it. And so it looks loved in a way, and I appreciate that. So this is the shade. It looks so pretty. As I've been getting a little bit more sun, even through my sunscreen, this has helped keep everything looking cohesive on my face so I don't look like I'm wearing a very pale mask. And I've just really been loving it. I'm really glad. It's a little bit expensive. I think this was around $38 to $42. Watch, it's like 56 or something like that. Something ridiculous. But honestly, worth it. Worth it. If I could return all the other bronzers that I have and only keep one, I would probably only keep this one because none of them have been rocking my socks off like this one has. Except for maybe the L'Oreal Lumi Bronze It. That one's really good. That's a powder product though, so totally different. And I think they're also discontinuing that one. But if you can get your hands on it, $15 at Walmart, last time I checked, would buy. So yeah, this one and that L'Oreal bronzer, my faves. And again, since this is a cream product, it's not going to break. And I thought I was going to be bothered by the twist off lid. Honestly, not that bad. Not bad at all. And it feels like it's a good size. The plastic top, since it has that metallic situation, it doesn't feel cheap. So I don't feel like, oh my goodness, they put 90% of the money into their packaging and it doesn't even feel heavy. So it feels good. It looks good. We talked about the name, but you know, Laguna One works, okay? So yeah, this is a cutie. I'm glad I have this. I'm glad I brought this with me. And I think I wore this every day that I wore makeup. So perfect. Got some use from me. Okay, we're down to the three last cheek products. So here is the ColourPop Horse and Carriage highlight. It's so pretty. It's so beautiful. This is discontinued. I'm still swatching it just for those to reminisce. If you remember, if you don't remember, then it's similar to NARS Rivage, which is also discontinued. This is just a great highlight. I wish ColourPop would bring it back. It's so pretty. And if you have a dupe to ColourPop Horse and Carriage, let me know. I want to know. It's this really pretty, it is metallic. It does have that metallic situation, but when I blend it all out, even though I put a ton on my hand, it looks gorgeous. And as long as I blend it out softly, it doesn't look like a stripe, but it does attract light. It catches the light. It is very bright, but I don't look like I painted silver on my cheek, you know? Ah, so pretty. Next, let's talk about the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Highlight in the shade Lightscapade. Open this. Okay. Here it is. So pretty. I used this in Austin in my Get Ready With Me. I didn't wear this as much as I thought I would, but it is still very pretty. My hand is still shimmery, but hopefully you can still get a good look. So this is just wow, I was going to say this is just a natural. This honestly on my skin, when I swipe it on, it doesn't look like anything. I didn't really think I was putting very much on. I thought I was putting on a finishing powder, but no, it's a highlight. If you really build it up, you can get a highlight effect. But honestly, with a loose fluffy brush, if you are around my skin tone, this could just be a finishing powder. So like you don't have to spend $80 on an hourglass finishing. It's not $80, but you don't have to spend that much money to get an hourglass finishing powder. I got this for $15 at TJ Maxx, but I think these are in like the $30-ish for MAC at Ulta or on their website. I thought this is really nice, and I like, oh, and you still get the swirl. You still get the swirl finish that Hourglass gives, and it just looks so pretty. Yeah, so pretty. Last one, you were probably waiting for this one if you've been following with the Charlotte Tilbury dupes of Halo Glow Beauty Wands. So this is the Contour in Fair Light. I actually like the screw top cap. I know a lot of people said that they didn't like it. I like it. And here it is. I honestly, like, I used this maybe a couple of times, but honestly, I'm not finding that it really gives me the contoured, chiseled, sculpted look that I was hoping for. I haven't tried applying it super heavy, so maybe I should try that. Like, maybe I need to use a little bit more product. I would recommend this for a beginner looking to contour. This is very easy. It's hard to mess up. You would have to really try, because I swiped on quite a bit of product, and let me blend it out for you. It can go away pretty quickly. So there's still color there, but it's not glaring. You're not going to look like a gray traffic cone. So that is very nice. So yeah, I have mixed feelings. I'm still trying to use it, but so far for a beginner, I would definitely recommend this. We're trying to make it work. Okay, so here are the lip products. It's not like the prettiest setup, but let's start off with the most worn. These are the CoverGirl Clean Fresh Yummy Glosses in the shade Havana Good Time. Yeah, Havana Good Time and My Straw Booty. They're so pretty. I was telling everyone I saw on my trip, check these out, check these out. They're so fun. They're so pretty. They're slightly plumping, but they don't really have that tingling sensation. Every time I say tingling sensation, I want to say like ooh ah ah, like the ooh ah ah sensation. Okay, so then here they are. They're very sheer, super pretty, super easy. They make me feel beautiful. Like, I'll wear no makeup and have this on, and I'm like, okay, I am just as gorgeous. I am most definitely the girl next door. I am the main character. That's how these lip glosses make me feel. They make me feel like I am the main love interest in the movie. So, super pretty. They were sold out for a bit, but I think they're getting better at stocking them, and it's just a very juicy gloss. I wouldn't say it's very sticky, but I think that's also something that's like up to you. I love me not a gloopy gloss, but I like a gloss that has some tenacity. So yeah, these are very pretty, and I'm so glad I traveled with them. I'm surprised that they were actually in this bag. I did prepare for this video, but I'm surprised that they were in my bag because these were in and out of my purse, just going into each and every purse I was leaving with, or in my sling. They're just so good. Let's see. So I brought 3 lipsticks. I honestly didn't even really wear that many lipsticks, but I did wear my lip liners. So I basically rolled this out of my project pan already. So spoiler if you haven't seen that one. But okay. So yeah, there it is. A nubbin. I've just been scraping this across my lips. This is the Buxom Powerline Plumping Lip Liner in the shade Dangerous Dolly. Very, very pretty. I'm not going to swatch it because, as you can see, I have practically nothing left. Very beautiful. I've really enjoyed these lip liners, especially this color. The mauve is just very flattering. And then here I have a Rich Rose. My hand is like glossy, but here it is. It's kind of like a orangey pink. So a peach, and very pretty. It's really pretty. It's not my favorite color. I do prefer the mauve a little bit more, but I'm glad to have it. And these look really pretty with other lipsticks. They behave really well with other lip products. I would definitely repurchase my Dangerous Dolly lip liner. I just have to work through some of my other ones before I can justify it, but I'm glad I purchased these. These look so cute. They travel pretty well. They're not too big, and they're just really pretty. I do like that they're a little bit creamier, so I can move it around on my lips, but it does have a good sense. It does have a good amount of longevity to them. It doesn't dry down, so I don't feel like I've got like a dried glue on my lips, so I appreciate that. I feel like I can kiss my partner without leaving a bunch of gloop or coming away like pulling dead skin off my lips or his lips. So that's really gross. I can't believe I said that, but yeah, these are great. I think these are really cute. I highly recommend, and I wore them quite a bit. I also have this LA Girl Perfect Precision Lip Liner. This lip liner is great. So the Buxom lip liners, they're up there. They're like at least $20. And then this cutie here from LA Girl, I think LA Girl just has some of the best products, and they've got some really good prices. The quality is so good. The quality is so high, and I just love their color selection. So this is Pinky. This formula from LA Girl I find lasts a little bit longer. I have a few other shades like Cafe, and it's pretty. It's really pretty. It's a little bit drier than the Buxom, but that helps with how long it lasts. I'm glad I packed this. I wore this a few times. I wore this to karaoke, and I felt like the prettiest Barbie there. So if you're looking for Barbie lips, check out the LA Girl Perfect Precision lip liner in Pinky. Oh my goodness. We're getting close. Okay, so here I have MAC lip gloss, shade Oyster Girl. Very pretty. I wore this a couple times, but you'll have to watch my Project Pan updates to hear more about it. It's pretty. It's so pretty, but see how it disappears on my skin? Foreshadowing. So then I have these Revlon lipsticks, and I honestly was hoping to get more wear out of them. I didn't. I've just been rocking the lip gloss since they're sheer and easier to reapply, and they've been going with a lot more of my looks lately. So here I have Champagne on Ice. Beautiful. Next, I have Pink Cognito, also in my Project Pan. Sheer, balmy, discontinued, but Champagne on Ice, not. Okay, and then here I have Gentlemen Prefer Pink. This is really cute. I wore this once, and I did reapply it. The Revlon lipstick formula is just fantastic. I wouldn't say they have the most longevity, but they're really easy to reapply. They layer really well. They don't get crusty. They build up beautifully. All in all, the Revlon Super Lustrous lipstick formula is unrivaled, in my opinion. But I brought them. I didn't get a chance to wear them because the lip glosses have been taking my heart. But yeah, those are the lip products that I brought with me. Let's get into the eye products. I hope this more casual style of filming and talking feels good to you. I'm enjoying filming myself right now, so I've laid it all out on the table for you. Eye primer, MAC Paint Pot and Soft Ochre. Just a moment for that pan. Delightful. This is a great eye primer. Honestly, there's very few times where I apply makeup where this is not involved. This one is in there, working, showing up, doing its job. For mascara, I brought these two L'Oreal mascaras. I have the Telescopic Lift and the Bambi Oversized Eye. Let me show you each of those wands. They're very fun. They're very unique. So, okay, here they are. Hopefully you're seeing them. Here they are. The Bambi Eye is tapered, whereas the Telescopic Lift is one-sided paddle, basically. So I really like them. They are a wetter formula, which I appreciate a lot more. That's my favorite kind of formula. The telescopic lift is very pretty. I do find that my mascara tends to smudge on my eyelids. So I start to look like I did a smoky eye, and I did not. But it's not like the end of the world. It's pretty. It does lengthen the lashes quite a bit. I'm not sure that I would repurchase, but I do enjoy the brush. Make sure to be careful because this rubber bristle has teeth. Now, this is my pride and joy, my little Bambi. This oversized eye mascara, I rave about it all the time. It's so good. They call it a washable mascara, which I'm guessing is referring to the fact that it's not waterproof. I wouldn't say that it's tubing. It does wash off quite easily. I feel like my lashes are longer because I'm not tugging on them to remove my makeup. And this has made all the difference. I've used the regular Bambi eye, loved the lashes that gives, but the formula of this one is a lot wetter, and the bristle being tapered makes all the difference. I highly recommend you get this if you're on the market for a new mascara. It's really pretty. It's just so good. This is like, if I could only have one mascara, honestly, I look at all my other mascaras and they just don't stand up to this one. This one knows she's the favorite. I was a little hopeful when I packed these eyeliners because I used my Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil in Boundless Bisque almost every time as well. This really widens the eye and makes you look much more awake. So love this one, but these two, I was a little hopeful. I was a little overzealous. So this is the Maybelline Line Express and the IBY Beauty Liner in Cocoa. So these are the swatches right there. I really love the Maybelline Line Express formula. I'm not sure if they continue to make this, but this is a mainstay. It smudges really nicely. It gives you so much pigment. It does transfer a little bit, but all in all, there's nothing that I'm shaking my fist at when it comes to this one, and I actually still like this one more than my other eyeliners. And then Cocoa here is very beautiful, very creamy formula. I didn't wear it. I keep thinking I'm going to do the smudged eyeliner. I don't do that. I don't do it. There was only a couple of occasions where I had 20 minutes to put on my makeup, and other than that, I didn't put these on. I was dreaming. I was like, my vacation self is going to do something different. She didn't. Now, brows. I have the Benefit Gimme Brow Volumizing Pencil in the shade 3. Very stiff pencil. Very nice. I used this a little bit. I didn't use it every time, but when I wanted a stronger brow, it was there for me. It's a nice cool brown color. It does add that kind of volumizing look. I wouldn't draw individual hairs with it, but it doesn't give me block brow either. I'm still trying to figure out how to get along with this one. This one hasn't shown that it's going to be a big player in my makeup life, but I'm giving it a chance. Okay, we're getting closer. We're getting closer. So, Nude Sticks Brow Gel, Brow Boost and Set Gel XL. I got this because, you know what, I don't even want to talk about it. I got this because I heard that it was basically rubber cement for your eyebrows, and it got less cloudy than the Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel. It's true. It's true. This is a great brow gel. The packaging sometimes gives me issues because sometimes this little part, the stopper, will pop up, and it'll scare me because then a bunch of brow gel will make itself known, and I gotta like push it back down, screw it back on, and I'll screw it back out, and then it'll come out fine. But sometimes I get a little scared because this is pretty much a brow adhesive that sets clear, has strong hold. There's a lot of words I have for the nude sticks as a company, but I can't get into it right now, but it works. It's like a reluctant favorite. I don't think I would need to buy this ever again, but yeah. And then here I have the Patrick Ta Major Brow Lamination Gel. This has been great. Towards the end of my trip, I was having troubles because see how there's like a little bit of schmutz there? So this is a very similar to the telescopic mascara. It has a flat paddle on one side, bristles on the other. It's a little stringy when you pull it out. It does dry clear and it looks very nice. It's clear and a little shiny, but it gives a great look. I don't laminate my brows with it, but you definitely can if you want to. I've had this for at least 6 months now, and so it's starting to get a little gunky and not as clear as it used to be. But I do enjoy this, and I'm glad for like the mini packaging. This is like one of the few mini products that I have, but not that there was any room spared, but it's great. This is a real cutie. Here is the Wet n Wild Brow Obsessive Brow Shaping Gel. I love this brow gel. This is really quite fantastic. I love the tiny little angled brush. The formula brushes on very nicely. It has strong hold. It dries clear and matte. You can put a little too much on, but honestly, it doesn't ever really make itself known as too much. So I'm obsessive over this Brow Obsessive from Wet n Wild. It's good. I'm glad I brought this with me. Now to finish this off, let's talk about the eyeshadow palettes I brought with me. So the main one is this one right here. Just plain neutrals. These are all from Natasha Denona 28 pan palettes that I've had for, I want to say, a couple years now. And just the simple cream, medium brown, dark brown, beige shimmer. And here, I could have put in at least 2 more, but I didn't. And here I have my extra fun shimmers for a fun party look. So let me swatch these. So these are the swatches. Very nice, neutral, very easy. Wore this pretty much every day. I always set my lid with a powder, and I have been making some serious progress on this. I think this is the shade Flamingo. Very pretty, easy classics. I didn't think I would ever be so boring, yet here we are. These are the swatches for my other palette here. So let me show you a little bit in the light. They're just so pretty. I was doing some of the fastest eye looks. I couldn't really punch them up as much as I wanted to, but I did get a little bit of use out of these, especially for my little karaoke night, and I just love a little shimmer. I'm glad that I brought my 2 BYOP quads. They've served me so well, and I'm glad that I was able to have my mainstay and my little something extra to elevate the look, because I didn't feel restricted. I felt like I had options, even though this is a sea of neutral tones. Honestly, not a sea. This is a pond. It's not quite a pond. A small lake. This is a small lake of options. Small Lake City. Anyway, these were an absolute fave. I'm glad I brought these with me. And these are Makeup Forever palettes. This one is the extra large and this one is the large. And they're really cute. They're great for travel. I feel like my makeup's very nice and secure. Great mirror. Mirror. That's like one of the words that I can't ever say. Okay. My energy is starting to fade a little bit, but I still want to share with you the tools that I brought. So I brought this eyelash curler. I would say that next to my powder brush, this was the most used tool. I want to thank my mom for getting me this cute eyelash curler. I think this was from the Dollar Tree, and it worked perfect. But I also want to thank Mostly Matte on Instagram, Juliet. She's amazing. She inspired me to curl my lashes more. Like my mom always told me to, but Juliet has had some of the cutest no mascara looks where she curls her lashes and sometimes uses Vaseline on them, and they look so pretty. It inspired me to put my eyelash curler to use, and so I'm very thankful. Thank you for that. Very much fun. Okay. I like the little clamp here too. This helped me from, like, I feel like the clamping situation, I like that it stays static like this. That I appreciate. I brought 2 dish towels, but they're honestly just my makeup rags, and my very dirty beauty blender, my very dirty makeup sponge. So it's a rough dish rag. I like it because I can switch my eyeshadow colors by, let me show you what it is. Sorry, I'm like, woof. So I can change eyeshadow colors by taking my eyeshadow brush and rubbing it in here. These are great to remove swatches and so forth. So yeah, great, love it. Also, I love my little colors, pink and green. This makeup sponge is from AOA. It's the AOA Pawpaw Sponge. Great. I like that it's not as dense. It's squishy, but it's also not so flimsy. And I think it's dense, but it's not dense. I don't know how to describe it. Pores of this makeup sponge are tiny, which I appreciate, but it's also still squishy. It has like a good amount of density. To me, this is the Goldilocks of makeup sponges. Now, if you're wondering what makeup brushes do I bring with me on a trip, I have the answer for you. Most likely. I may have the answer for you. So I brought a little too many, but I'll tell you what I actually used, and I hope that helps you. So my number 1 used brush is this brush. This is I can't even tell you what it is. So it's from Wet n Wild. I think this is their blush brush, but I use this as a powder brush to set my face with translucent powder. Really good. As you can tell, it's very well used. The Wet n Wild makeup brushes are great. They are very inexpensive for high quality product, and I think that, yeah, this is a good one. So a powder brush is what I would recommend for setting your face, especially in summer if you need to mattify some spots or set your face to get it through the heat. Next, a blush brush. I use this every day to apply my blush. So I used a dense blush brush, and this is also angled. This is the Real Techniques 2-for-1 Seamless Complexion. I use this for blush because my NARS Impassioned was having a hard time, but I was able to get the pigment that I needed with this. But just a blush brush in general, fantastic. I think this is great. I loved that the angle gave me exact placement where I wanted, but I could still diffuse it and make it look soft and natural. Next was my bronzer brush. So this is the e.l.f. stipple brush. This is like their larger one. It's not domed. It's a little sharp. Not all of them are created equal. This one in particular is soft. I've gotten an e.l.f. stipple sponge that was pointy. That one was hard. I felt like I needed to wear that out somehow. I didn't know how, but I need to wear that one out a little bit more. But this one was just right. I didn't feel like I was getting stabbed in the face. Very pretty. I love that this is the duo fiber. That's part of what makes the stipple brush is because the synthetic fibers, they're usually synthetic. The center longer fibers that are a little bit more diffuse, that helps apply cream. So you're picking up the cream product, and then as you blend and you're pressing the longer bristles down, you're blending with the shorter natural hair, or in this case, synthetic hair. So that's not, I think the original was something like that, was like a combo of synthetic and natural, but correct me in the comments if you would like. So I just love a stipple brush, and this helps me so much with my bronzer brush. So where I was a little scared, this assuaged my fears. So pretty, love it. Next, I would say more important is the eyeshadow brush. So I used these two interchangeably. I probably should have just brought one, but I brought two. And these are both packing brushes, I would say, because they're not quite paddle. But the rounded edge and dense bristles allows you to pick up quite a bit of eyeshadow and blend it. So I could like swipe this on. It wouldn't be as much as a finger, but comparable. And then you can still blend it with the tip of it. So you pack with the side and blend with the tip of the brush. Okay, you didn't see any of that, but really liked it. These two brushes are a little bit different. The Eco Tools Mini is a little bit more diffuse. This Royal & Langnickel Balm 12 shader brush, a little bit more dense, but honestly I think I only used one or the other. So just an eyeshadow brush. The next essential brush is a brow brush, hopefully dual-ended. So a spoolie I think is integral to brush your brows. So if you have brows that you need a brush, this helps. Even just brushing your brows and doing nothing else makes your brows look much more groomed. It looks more intentional. And then the other end, in the past, I would do quite a bit of dip brow. I haven't in a while, or powder. You can use this for powder as well. I thought I was going to use this for liner to smudge it out. Didn't do that, but nonetheless, spoolie, so important. And then these other tools were just for funsies. So I used this brush as a highlighting brush. So this is the e.l.f. highlighting brush. This one was nice and soft, so it's not super stiff, but it's not super flimsy either to add highlight. So I would use this on my MAC Mineralize Skin Finish highlighter in Lightscapade. I would use this in Lightscapade to get that soft highlight finishing powder look. This, I don't think I even used it. And it's a big brush. I don't know why I did that, but I think it's because I wanted a clean brush for my powder, but this is a little bit bigger, and so yeah, see, we live and we learn. And this is the BH Cosmetics brush. This is from the original 30, they had a set of 32 makeup brushes with silver handles. That was my first ever makeup brush set. Okay, that was actually my second ever makeup brush set. That was the first ever makeup brush set I ever bought for myself. If you had one of those, please let me know. Let's reminisce. But yeah, didn't need to bring this, but still a nice powder brush nonetheless. It's a little angled, very cute. And I also brought this spatula because skincare spatulas are getting some traction in the makeup world to apply foundation. I haven't tried that yet. I wanted to, and I was like, oh, this would be the perfect time. Didn't do it, but still cute. I think I used this once or twice to open something. I don't know, but very cute. Oh yeah, I used this to move my eyeshadows around. So multi-purpose. And then another rag to gather all these together. So yeah, that's it. We've gone through everything. Wow.